What's going on, everybody? I'm here helping you to master your technology, and this is my review of the new POCO F7 Ultra. This is a global launch event. They send me this package. I opened it up, and now we're going to take a look at what they sent me. Let's go ahead and open it up. So the box is super thin and minimal, which usually means the contents inside are gone. Nah, be pretty nice. We'll see if that's true. Also, we have a bit of a warning here. Don't swallow it. That's obvious. There's some stickers. We got our warnings and cautions. Alright, here we go. Here's the actual phone. Comes in this little paper thing, and when you open it up, boom, there's the phone. Very nice packaging so far. You know, POCO has been doing this for years, so they really know how to package their phones really nicely. That's a +1 for them. Now before I even power on the phone, let's take a look at what else they sent me. Obviously, we have our charger. This is the 120-watt fast charger. Look at this thin box. Look at that. That's crazy. Alright, let's see what else we have. A USB Type-C cable. It looks to be a pretty nice braided cable. Good job, POCO. There's a transparent soft case, a SIM ejector tool, and then we have booklets. So very nice unboxing. Absolutely love this box and this presentation. This gives me like flagship vibes. Honestly, it's like very minimal and straight to the point. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels very premium. Alright, let's take a look at the phone. This is the ceramic black color. It looks very nice. It's very minimalist looking. I do want to point out the fact that the power button doubles as a fingerprint sensor, so you can wake up the phone and unlock it with your finger. But as I mentioned before, there is an in-display fingerprint scanner. Let's see how that works. There's the scanner. Let's see how fast it is. That was instantaneous. Really, really fast. Very nice. So fingerprint sensor is a bonus. You do want to really have to use it because the side button does the job, but it's nice that they put it in there. Let's turn the phone on. So right out of the box, it asks me for my fingerprint. Let's add that real quick. I already set it up. Look at this beautiful display. Look at these thin bezels. So right away, it gets a +1 for having an awesome display. So while I was taking a closer look, I noticed this tiny little letter P right here. I had to get up close to see it. That's kind of cute. But obviously, this is the POCO phone. What did I expect? Let's check out the rest of the phone real quick. Volume rockers are right here. No headphone jack. We have our microphone ports. More microphones. USB-C port. And this is a symmetrical bottom. This is really nice. And then we have a dual SIM card slot. And finally, over here we have our 5G antenna. By the way guys, I am happy to see that we have 5G in this phone. A lot of brands are dropping that feature, but POCO still has it, and it's much appreciated. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you guys is the fact that we have an in-display fingerprint sensor, which I am sure a lot of people will appreciate because they do want to have a separate power button for their fingerprint sensor. However, we also have a fingerprint sensor built into the power button. So if you don't want to use the one in the display, you can use the one on the power button. Both options are available. The other thing I wanted to show you guys quickly is the fact that you can split the screen and have two windows open at the same time. So if I press and hold and tap on open another window, boom, now I have two instances of Chrome open. I can go back. Now I can actually drag the bar in the middle and make the windows bigger or smaller. I think this is a great feature. It helps with productivity and multitasking. Just a quick demonstration of that. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this phone. It is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is Qualcomm's flagship chipset, and it has a 4nm process. That's a huge deal. All the flagships this year are going to be coming out with 4nm chips. That's really exciting. A lot of performance improvements, a lot of efficiency improvements. So you should see better battery life with the 8 Gen 3. Of course, that depends on the optimization from POCO, but overall, I would expect this phone to perform exceptionally well. On top of that, I also get 16 GB of LPDDR5X RAM, which is currently the latest standard. It also has UFS 4.0 storage. If you want to learn more about those standards, you can watch my explicable videos. But basically, the faster the RAM, the faster the storage, the better the performance. Let's take a look at the benchmarks real quick, so you guys can see how it performs compared to the competition. In Geekbench, the multi-core score was excellent, as expected. The single-core score was a bit lower than I thought it would be, but overall, This is an extremely powerful phone. It's actually neck and neck with the iQOO Neo 7 Pro in terms of Geekbench scores, which is impressive because that phone is significantly more expensive. Now, let's take a look at AnTuTu. This phone scored very high in AnTuTu benchmark. This is a beast of a phone. It's not quite as high as the iPhone 15 Pro Max or S24 Ultra, but it's still performing extremely well and better than most of the competition out there. Again, for the price point, this is just insane value. The camera system is also fantastic. I believe it has a 64 megapixel main sensor with OIS, so it should be able to take some really nice photos. I'll definitely test it out and see how it compares to the competition. Another feature I really like is the 144 Hz refresh rate. It makes everything feel very smooth, and this is a trend that we're seeing in more budget phones nowadays, so that's great. And with the 120-watt supercharger included in the box, charging this phone is not a hassle. You can literally charge this phone from 0 to 100% in less than 20 minutes. That is unheard of. That's insane. You plug it in for 5 minutes and you have like 30% charge. That's insane. So if you're somebody who's always on the move, you can just charge it real quick in the car or something. That's awesome. Alright, so I spent some time with the POCO F7 Ultra and I gotta say, I'm impressed. It is not just the stunning design and the flagship grade performance and the blazing fast charging speeds that are turning heads. It's also the little things. For example, the precision engineered curved back, which fits perfectly in the hand. It's comfortable to hold, and it gives a sense of luxury. It reminds me of Oppo's approach to smartphone design. The phone is also super light. I mean, for a phone with these specs, it's surprisingly lightweight. It weighs less than 200 grams. It's super easy to handle. Plus, the stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support are a game changer. I've watched a bunch of Netflix shows on this phone and the screen is really nice. It's bright, it's sharp, the colors are vibrant, and the 144 Hz refresh rate makes everything look smooth. I even played Call of Duty Mobile, and it was a great experience. The touch response is super fast, and the gameplay is smooth and lag-free. Oh, and let's not forget about the battery life. It's impressive. This thing easily lasts all day with heavy usage. I used the camera a lot, played a ton of games and streamed videos, and it never died on me. So if you're looking for a phone that can keep up with your busy lifestyle, the POCO F7 Ultra is definitely worth considering. Anyways, that is my brief review of the F7 Ultra. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to be well and peace.